Second.
I did.
Okay, so you withdraw your.
Let me withdraw my
Okay,
second.
okay.
Let me withdraw my second.
So if you withdraw the second, that means we don't have the motion on the floor at this time. So you don't need to do
Anybody
this
want to second
application.
me or no?
Get it right.
Well, I was, I don't hear the second for the motion. So I think that, is there a rush to have this thing done?
We have,
If there is no rush, I'd rather have, the applicant and also the
Tức là họ
city
bàn
will-
đang bàn về cái
So we can, make sure that it's everything okay.
cái tượng đài chiến sĩ Việt Mỹ mà muốn thay thế những cái plaque á, những cái bảng khắc
So I guess my motion is to
trên cái tượng đài chiến sĩ Việt Mỹ, đài tưởng niệm chiến sĩ Việt Mỹ, thì ông Charlie đang nói là sẽ để lần tới sẽ quyết định, còn bây giờ là sẽ dời để ngược để có thời gian tìm hiểu. Nhưng mà chắc là sau cái phần này sẽ đến phần phát biểu của cư dân, và khi đó thì hy vọng Khải sẽ bắt đầu lên cái yêu cầu liên quan từ chức. Nếu cần thì Khải cũng pha trò để cả khi Charlie với Amy.
Before I vote, I want to make a statement that Bob Harris Group is going to pay for all of this. Is that correct, Vanessa?
That is correct. There's several parties involved, not just his organization, but yes, there will be no.
Tức là ông Bob Harris ông muốn
Okay, so if that's the case,
ông muốn thay thế, ông
there's a
muốn
reason why
là
he
làm một
capitalized
cái
certain
bảng
words
mới
for
để
reasons to emphasize. And
thay
to
lại cái
give
bảng
all the
cũ
good
mấy
word
chục năm
that
trước
he's working
trong cái
with.
đài tưởng
I
niệm
just
chiến
feel
sĩ
like
Việt Mỹ.
rightly so for him to be approved of this. There's not much of an error. It's just preferences. So with Terry Ring, that is her preferences, but the preferences of the people who author those black little thing on the memorial, I think it's important for them to get approved as is. So my vote tonight is no.
Và bà Amy đã không đồng ý, ông Carlos đồng ý. Nam Quan đang họp bỏ phiếu mà không biết. Nam Quan là yes, Charlie vote yes. Vậy là chỉ có một mình Amy chống lại cái đề nghị này. Rồi bây giờ đến phần mà bắt đầu phát biểu.
Madam Clerk, could you please read the instruction into the record, please?
Yes, Mayor. This is the time of the meeting that members of the public may address the City Council regarding any non-agenda items that are within the subject matter's jurisdiction. Unless otherwise extended by a majority vote of the City Council, comment shall be limited to 3 minutes per speaker.
Và trừ thì Charlie đã phải lo đi restroom này. Không biết là Charlie có quay lại không, tại vì anh ta biết là Khải sẽ cà khịa anh ta.
When your name is called, please step to the podium at that time and state the name and city of residence for the record. Our first speaker is Kevin Mack. Our next speaker is Michael Berengia. Kevin Mack? No. Vincent Duarte?
Good evening, Mayor, members of the City Council. My name is Vincent Wante. I am the Vice President of the Westminster Municipal Employees Association, also known as WMEA. On behalf of WMEA employees, we would like to express our appreciation for our Westminster residents and community. Thank you for supporting our city employees. WMEA employees are proudly represented among the water, engineering, finance, code enforcement, fleet, buildings, parks, and streets divisions. Our employees want to continue providing great services for the community of Westminster. While many of what we do is behind the scenes, you may see as performing services such as providing sandbags to residents of our community, fixing potholes on arterials and residential streets, staff helping with bulky item pickup and homeless cleanup,
Ông
storm drain
Michael
cleaning to
Valencia
prevent flooding,
ông không có phát
ensuring
biểu,
our
ông
quality of
chờ
life is maintained and
Charlie
safe through active code
trở lại ông
enforcement,
mới phát
and
biểu.
clean drinking water and clean parks and trails, and so much more. I'm standing here today to express our support for Measure E. It allows our members to continue providing these services for our residents with the utmost pride. Again, I would like to thank the community and its residents for having faith in us and allowing us to provide these services now and in the future. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Kyle Seesaw.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, City Staff, members of the community. Kyle Seesaw, President of Westminster Police Officers Association. Tonight, I would like to talk about how thankful we are as an organization to have the support from our incredible community. We cannot thank our residents, business owners, and visitors for their essential role they play in the success of our organization. The members of the Police Officers Association continue to provide above and beyond service. We can have the things that our community fears, while supporting programs that are held near and dear to our residents' hearts. Just over the past month alone, our officers have taken several career criminals off the streets that will never see the light of day again. Our members love serving this community and will continue to do so with pride. With the passing of Measure E, this will allow our members to not only serve the community, but will give our members the necessary resources to accomplish all of our goals. This will include our continued proactive response to homelessness, including keeping our homeless liaison team fully staffed, keeping our front desk open 5 days a week, making our roads safer to travel along, ongoing organized crime and gang suppression, as well as keeping staffing up to continue our proactive neighborhood patrols. The passing of Measure E will help support and stabilize the community we all know and love. We thank you and look forward to continuing to make a positive impact on each other's lives. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Michael Valencia.
Thank you. Mayor, can you please fill in the last vacancy on the Measure Y Oversight Committee? Today. Not today. No, I didn't say today, but you still have the vacancy. Yes. Yes. That would be nice to get that taken care of, and then this way the residents of the city know that you have a full committee looking out for.
I'm to be sure that the staff are going to have agendas next week.
Excellent, thank you very much. And as far as Welcome Home Vietnam Veterans Day, you can pretend that this is for everybody. This is for American military members who served during that time. If those members of the former South Vietnamese military want to have a day, then they should pick a day. And it can be solely for them, whether they were Vietnamese Navy, South Viet Navy, whether they were South Vietnamese Air Force, whether they were South Vietnamese Marines, South Vietnamese Vietnamese Army, doesn't make any difference. They can pick a time that fits best for them. March 29th, 1973 is when the last U.S. troops left South Vietnam. That's one of the reasons that day has been picked for American troops. And I'll tell you right off the bat, I'm offended to want to have members of a foreign military combined with American service members that served during that time, whether they were in country, whether they were in Thailand, whether they served in Laos, or whether they never set foot on the country but served off the coast. And it's personal with me. I have a lot of friends whose names are on that wall in Washington, D.C. My wife and I have a number of friends that we went to high school with that never came home. We have friends that came home, but they're just not right anymore. I have two sons-in-law who are Marine combat veterans, now from Vietnam, from Desert Storm, and from Iraq and Afghanistan. So I know what those guys went through with their PTSD. And those that served in Vietnam, regardless of what they did over there, this is their day. It's not to share it with others that served in a different country's military. I've had my 10 cents. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Terry Raines.
Disrespect. March 29, 1973, as Michael said, is the last troops came home. We never welcomed them home. It's time to welcome them home. That's what that holiday, and it's a holiday nationally, and it is recognized in cities and states across this country. It is for our American veterans to welcome home. The personal attacks from the dais against members of the public, either you didn't read or comprehend the handout I gave you about not responding to public comments, or you just choose to ignore law and process because you can get away with it because the mayor and the city attorney not only allow it, they are guilty of doing the same. When Tree Todd was mayor, this type of behavior was rare. Mayor, when you simply don't have the integrity or desire to do the right thing when running these meetings or speaking from the dais yourself. In my 25 years of local activism, I've never seen such a rude behavior and flagrant violation of law committed by multiple council members and the city attorney. Amy, at the last meeting, your slanderous tirade against former law enforcement officer and American veteran Michael Brenter went too damn far. How dare you sit up there and lie like that, Amy? How dare you state that he has a special interest of hate? Trust me, he has his facts right when it comes to you. Don't worry, I won't bring the specifics here tonight, but rest assured the facts will be presented in writing to everyone soon. Amy, your comments at the end of the last meeting about how you are protecting our First Amendment rights were rich and made us laugh. You've done everything in your power and a few things outside of your power to shut down comments from residents calling you out on your abhorrent behavior. Voting to cut our speaking time by 40%, moving non-agenda comments to the end of the meeting, and then leaving the dais to avoid them, disallowing signs except in the back row, but keeping 8.5 by 11 restriction, instructing camera operators to zoom in on my face to put my signs off broadcast, and responding to public comments with loud, angry, lying tirades, even slandering residents. You're a hypocrite, Amy, when it comes to constitutional rights. You even butchered the First Amendment when you tried to read it during your comments. Do as I say, not as I do, right, Amy? Christian, don't feel left out. I am submitting my response to your response to my public comments at the last meeting in writing to everyone very soon. While it's acceptable for a city attorney to clarify the law